Amanda 專門為人提供綠色殮葬服務，話呢種方式環保，讓人將身體回饋大自然，滋養土地。
Green burial itself is a very simple principle. It starts with the body itself not being treated with any chemicals or preservatives, so no embalming takes place. It then requires that when the body is given into the earth, that it is done so with fully biodegradable materials, and those can be wood, wicker, or fabrics. Further, when there is a marker placed on that burial site, rather than having large imported stones, that any markers for those graves be shared in the community. Are different scales for how cemeteries do this and what level of green that they practice in their cemetery care. And those can range from not using pesticides on the grass or on the greenery in those areas, all the way up to not using gas-powered machinery to even dig graves or to care for the land, and instead doing these things by hand.
之後，決定以綠色殮葬嘅方式為佢婆婆處理身後事。
Luckily, I was able to have more of a conversation than I actually thought I was going to have with my Popo. It was really a beautiful moment when she just wanted us to do what we were most connected with. How were we going to feel? And she, at that point, was accepting of what was happening. She was sick, so she was in the hospital for the last little bit of her life, but she did live a long, wonderful, amazing life into her 80s. We are looking at it as not a one and done thing. We live with that death for forever. I never want my gongong and my Popo to not be a part of my life for as long as I'm living. It's a place that I want to take my kids. Right? It's not just lined with tombstones. There's beautiful trees and ponds and green spaces. We can come and have a picnic and not feel maybe as sad as one would have previously, where it's like a place where you want to be.
Lauren 話唔少用過綠色殮葬嘅家庭都認為呢種方式更加環保同有意義，能夠回歸大自然，化作滋養大地嘅養分。
A lot of our clients have talked about the healing impact it's had to basically just get their hands dirty. So with a recent loss, their ability to water the plant, prune the tree, and be actually physically there at the space where their loved one has been laid to rest. And one of our favorite stories that was told to us by a client in BC was that she actually had her partner's ashes in her bedroom on her dresser for over 5 years. And it took that 5 years for her to feel ready, like it was time to put him to rest. And she did so with a beautiful Japanese maple tree. So every time she looks out her window, she chose that because the colors of the leaves were his favorite. So she's at a point in her grief cycle where there's some closure that has been put in using green burial practices so that she can look out the window and, smile that she's done the right thing for herself and for her partner.
We work with local governments and also with cemeteries to help them understand the opportunities that they have to utilize these spaces while also creating sustainable grounds that will help grow plants, that will help nurture wildlife, and will help to keep their organizations sustainable so they can support their communities for hundreds of years to come. So to do this, we work with cemeteries who have boards of directors. We give presentations to them looking at the pros and cons of implementing green solutions. We also do presentations to city councils to help them make decisions for their communities that provide healthy resting places for people in their area to be laid to rest locally